What's up, guys? I'm your host Victor. Welcome back to the Wolves Den. Today I'm reviewing for you A Dog's Purpose. Alright, now this is a movie whose main character is indeed a dog. It takes it in a different way though. It's definitely not a typical dog movie like Old Yeller and Marley and Me. Those are the main two I'll use as examples when it comes to, dog movies. It goes away from that mold though, of the animal-focused movie. And it literally turns itself on its head. Because it's about this dog who is voiced by, give me one sec, Josh Gad, and voiced as in like thought process, like not like literal talking. It's the dog just thinking to itself type of thing. Like if you're talking to your pet, and they give you a look, and obviously they're responding to you in their way as a dog, but you don't know what's going on in their head. So that's what his voicing is doing. It's like an inner narration of just the dog, while at the same time a narration for the movie. It's kind of cool, but it's a different dog movie in that it's not just one dog. It's one dog in mind and spirit, but it's multiple dog bodies. He's basically being reincarnated into these other species of dogs whenever he passes away. It's pretty cool. And that's where it turns itself on its head, because unlike typical dog movies like Old Yeller and Marley and Me, where it's this happy-go-lucky movie throughout the movie or whatever, and then maybe a couple quick sad moments, but then the major sad moment at the end of the movie where the dog dies somehow, like in Marley and Me, they put him down just because he was getting old. So feels are happen, everybody cries. It goes away from that. It still has its sad moments where the dog will die, but bam, immediately into another species of dog. Starts out as this little puppy. He grows up to be this happy, I think it was a retriever specifically. Then dog gets old. They had to put him down because he's old. Typical, thing with dogs. Then a few seconds later, and the screen does this thing where he's like warping into another life. Wakes up as a German Shepherd and is owned by a different dog. He has the same mind. It's the same dog on the inside, but he has a new owner. He comes back as a female German Shepherd actually. Before he was a male Golden Retriever. But it's kind of funny though, him being voiced by this same guy, male voice, but in a female dog's body. So instead of just completely changing voice actors, it keeps the same person so that it's the same dog on the inside. I like that, honestly. But throughout the whole movie, you see these experiences about what the dog's going through instead of what the people are going through. And that's a big change from the usual dog movies. Like Marley and Me, it was about them as a couple raising this dog before they had kids, and then they had kids, but there's still this dog that they're having for a long time. It's their first pet, that whole typical couples thing. But it was focused on them as a couple, doing that. Whereas this is focused on the dog having different owners, but still having his memories. And remembering his first owner and really wanting to be back with him. Just because of the fun he had, that I'm not going to spoil, what goes on in the movie, but because of dog having fun, he misses that owner and just always wonders what's happened to him, what's going on with him. But getting these new experiences because of new owners. And it does various spectrums of a dog's life, where one owner is a great owner, another moment he's a police dog actually, and then another moment a college student who loves dogs in general. Another moment it's bad neighborhood type of owners where it's stereotyped of don't give a crap about the dog but gets a dog anyways. So it's showing the point of view of the dog instead of the people. And it's pretty cool how it does that. At least to me it was. This was a thing that I kept in mind though as I was watching, because with it being a dog movie, it still got you right in the feels. And there's a couple times where I did feel that lump in my throat because I'm getting a little choked up because dog dying. But I had to keep in mind the whole reincarnating aspect, where it's like, oh, this isn't typical. Sure, the dog's being put down, but it's not truly dying. It's just gonna be reincarnated. So it was fine. There were people bawling in the theater though, just because, I mean, duh, dogs are dying for various reasons that go on in the movie, which if you see it, you'll see why. But yeah, it was an easy for me reminder of this dog is gonna be fine. It's just gonna appear in a different body, is all. At the end though, it finally gets to its main focus that it was trying to get, which was that dog wanting to get back to one of its previous owners. And that previous owner's grown up. He's an older gentleman, played by Dennis Quaid actually. And he just wanders onto the property, sees him, knows he looks different, but recognizes the scent. Just because of sheer memory. Dogs have great memory, obviously. So he gets all excited, and he recognizes that it's him, but obviously with him being a different dog, Dennis Quaid's character, being older, just thinks it's another dog, just some random dog that stumbled upon the property. But the real mind fuck is that as that portion of the movie is going on, that dog is trying to figure out, all right, how can I get this previous owner to realize that it's me, just in a different body? And it takes a strong focus on that. There's other people stuff going on with Dennis Quaid, with what he's doing, but it's focusing on him trying to get Dennis Quaid's character to remember him. And the real bleh moment is at the very end where he's playing fetch with him, and the dog is doing some familiar stuff that he did when Dennis Quaid, as a younger boy, owned him back in that version of him. So he's doing similar tricks, and he's got that confused look, like, I had a dog before that did this. Like, what the hell? This is weird. Not thinking too much of it at the moment, but so still plays some fetch, and then he gets the dog hyped up because he's like, all right, you want to play fetch? You want to play fetch? Throws it up, and then, not gonna say what it is, but he does this trick that his childhood pet, him would do it, and it was their thing as human dog, friendship. So he does it, and the dog just does it like it's been trained to do it. Being the same dog on mind and spirit, it's obviously going to know the trick. But he doesn't realize it, Dennis Quaid's character. So he does it, he gets up, and he's just like, what the fuck just happened? Like, dog, you're scaring me. Like, this is weird. My old dog did that. Where the hell did you learn that from? And he's just having this, he's just trying to, process what happened. And then that dog, as soon as the dog realizes that he's all confused and stuff, but, he understands what he's saying, so he's like, oh, come on, please recognize me. So then he does another trick immediately after doing that, and he refers to him as Dennis Quaid refers to the dog as a nickname that he called his childhood dog, and he responds in the same manner, and he's really freaked out, and he's just like, and then calls him by his name from when he owned him as a child. I'm not saying names at all for a reason, because I want you guys to learn all these things, which is why I'm speaking so generically. So the dog reacts to Dennis Quaid calling him by that nickname in the same manner that his childhood dog, the same dog, reacted all those years ago in the movie. And then he calls him by his real name from when he owned him as a kid. And the dog goes apeshit, like, yeah, you remembered me. And Dennis Quaid's character is like, you really are this dog, aren't you? Keeps going with the various nicknames, ways of physically acting, whatever, how they were when he owned him in that retriever form all those years ago. And he's just like, yeah, this is the same dog. What the hell? And then he changes collars with having the tag of his original name. Again, not going to say the name because I want you guys to know all these things by actually seeing the movie. And then the camera pans out. It's just a big old happy ending. Again, I reiterate, it goes away from the typical dog movie mold. This one, even though it has some sad crying feels moments, unlike previous animal movies, this one actually has a smiling ending, where you can not cry when the movie finishes and fades to black. It's honestly again, has sad moments, but it's more happy-go-lucky and feel good than it is sad. You know, if I had to pick a ratio, I'd probably say like at closest like 70-30 at closest, but no more than 30% sad. Because it's a fun movie. I went and saw it with my buddy and his girlfriend. She was a bawling mess because of the sad parts. Me and him couldn't help but to sadistically giggle. Because of just the roller coaster of emotions that was going on, you know. Happy-go-lucky, dogs being cute. Next thing you know, old and got to be put down, so crying again. And then bam, cute little puppy, and then, you know, constantly. So that was funny. Her crying wasn't funny. It was the roller coaster that was funny. But yeah, definitely check it out. My final grade I got to give this movie, though, probably just a flat out A. It wasn't perfect. To me, it had a little bit of a pacing issue, but that was really it. And I thought it was too easy toward the end. The shock and awe of you're this dog reincarnate. I thought it was too easy. It was just too instant of a thing, you know, whereas he could have kept thinking, this is coincidental, dogs are dogs, whatever. It was just, again, just too easy to realize. But hey, these are small things. The pacing wasn't too bad, and that realization isn't really that big of a deal, honestly. They're so minor, but all in all, seriously, check it out. Let me know down below if you have already seen it and what your thoughts are. Thumbs up if you have seen it and like it. Hell, if you ended up not liking it, thumbs up anyways. If you cried, let me know, because it does have those feel bad moments, the sad and crying moments. Let me know what your favorite animal-focused movie is. Personally, it's a tough one for me, because the one I've seen the most is Marley and Me. Old Yeller's a classic. This one's really good, though. So personally, for me, it's tough. But let me know what it is for you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Help me out. I'd love to get more people to view my stuff. Share it around. Let your friends know about me. Join my wolf pack. Come into my den. You're more than welcome. But until the next thing I put up, you guys take it easy.